Micheal Miller.
I'm Ian Bishop.
No, I'm Ian Bishop, and I live out in Maui with my wife and 4 boys, and spend a bit of time on the mainland. Right now, out here in New Hampshire with Mike and a bunch of other good people.
It's good. You're the newest real estate mogul in our mix.
You know, I'm paying attention, is what I say.
Paying attention. No, let's talk about it. You turned your entire family into nomads so that you could rent out all 8 of your new houses. Mm-hmm. And you're now living out of was it a van down by the river or what?
Well, basically, what's funny is I was telling somebody yesterday, there's 6 of us. We don't travel with any checked bags.
That's wild.
So we're gone for almost 4 months, and we've got 12 carry-ons that everything fits into.
12 carry-ons. Well, at least you've got boys that can help.
Yeah, it's boys. It's easy, and like we don't have cold weather clothes. So we actually went to Utah to go play in the snow. We went to Ross, and we bought snow pants, jackets, boots, hats, gloves for everybody. $360. Whole family got outfitted. Wow. And so then when we left the Airbnb, we just left it all there. Because it didn't fit in the bags, couldn't pack it.
You couldn't have sent it to like some poor kids somewhere or something like.
That's what the Airbnb people are going to do for sure.
Okay, all right. Well, we're just going to go ahead and leave that one untouched. My name is Micheal Miller, and I am sucked in with these guys somehow. I live in Northern California. I have a wife and 3 kids. We are real estate investors. We have a couple of companies, all real estate kind of centric. And I'm just really excited to be here.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to be asking Ian and Micheal some questions today. We're going to start off with our first question of, if Michael Ketchen wasn't in real estate, what would he be doing?
Criminal activity. Is that right? Is that too fast? Is it? Well, hold on. Is this like a legitimate job that he's doing, or like if he were? One of the questions I like to ask a lot is, if you had no moral compass, what would you do with your life? And I feel like that changes the answer a little bit for Michael Ketchen. I don't know. I could see him being like a drug lord.
I was gonna say maybe like a bookie.
Oh, that's good. A bookie. What legitimate work would Michael? Here's the truth about Michael Ketchen, and this is the roast of Michael Ketchen, so I don't want to be too kind, but I think Michael Ketchen is the harshest teddy bear that anybody has ever met. So he'd be like taking care of like children, or like he probably honestly would just be like gathering clothes that rich, pompous people leave behind in their Airbnbs and then donating them to children in need, is what I would guess.
Yeah. So I always find it interesting, like when people change careers, finding the common thread that they continue with. And so when Michael was an educator, and he tells a story about him and Adam turning the school around, I think there's a unique thread there that carries over into what he does in multifamily, in seeing unrealized opportunity and using his Mike way to like force it into reality. And so I think that like that narrative is consistent, where he was doing it in school, where he was going, there are kids with potential that I can help make happen. And he has just translated that same like gifting or skill set into real estate and gone, oh, there's buildings, there's properties that have potential that I can get paid much better to make happen. And so I feel like that he would find something else in that same kind of like thread or narrative, where there has to be something he can like dig into that he can improve and make better. And I think where Mike gets a bad rap is that he wants it for people more than they want it for them. And so then he gets frustrated because he can see the potential or the opportunity in them. They don't see it themselves or in themselves. And then his brashness comes out and be like, oh, it's just Mike being Mike. But I think his frustration comes from a very genuine place.
That's nice. I think he'd be a drug dealer. Next question.
Perfect. What mastermind, retreat, or trip did you go on that changed the game for you? And what was the wildest story we can legally tell from it?
Legally?
We're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah. Gosh, this feels a little leading, because like we're supposed to be roasting Mike, and now it's like, oh, now we have to talk about how amazing TIS
Tell
was.
us how hospitable he is, and how
generous and kind, and what a freaking jerk. I've been to a lot of masterminds, and no hype, TIS was the best, but for different reasons. And by the way, I've paid tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars now. Yeah, I know. But I also
weird flex.
I also give to charity. But I've probably spent well over $100,000 on masterminds and professional networks. I think I spent $5,000 on TIS, maybe. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah, like easily the cheapest mastermind I've ever gone to. Easily the biggest ROI, but the reason is different. Most masterminds are focused on content. TIS was focused on connection. And I think that the content was good. And I have to say that because Ian produced the content. It wasn't that good, but it was good. But the connections and the environment, the organic space to have conversations, like I know it's cheesy and it's like, clickbaity, or Instagram influency to be like your network is your net worth. Like that is so true. The people that you are around are the average of what you become. And we sat by a fire on the river with a barrel sauna and just talked about life and organically discussed business, organically discussed opportunities, some of the best opportunities I've had in the last year came from sitting at the river with guys that I can't even say their name, that have invited me into opportunities and caused me to think differently. The best way I can say it is that when I was in that particular event, it was like I entered into somebody else's universe for a window of time. And the guys that were there, yourself included, think so much bigger, so much differently. And I felt like I got to ride on that energy, and it's really changed the game for me.
Yeah, I'd agree. That one was so special, like start to finish. Like I'm sure you want details. So like being able to take a jet from, where were we? Monterey, Carmel, up to Bozeman, where it was like intimate. There's only 7 of us. So
yeah, 9.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was 9.
And so it was like intimate. We spent all day together, and it's just like everything felt easy and seamless. And then, it was beautiful up in Bozeman, summertime, like the sunsets up there, all that. It was incredible. But I think you hit on something that like there's a balance in the mastermind event space where you have like conferences and it's all just information and rah. Then you have a lot of masterminds that I think do a great job and are trying to make it so like tactical, actionable. And I tend to lean this way because my fear, if I ever help like design, orchestrate a mastermind, my fear is that somebody leaves going, that could have been a podcast.
Sure.
I could have just listened to that. Why did I show up for this? And so there has to be like collaboration and connection. And what I've found over the years is that the common thread that makes that possible is you have to have a group of people that all have similar caliber problems. And so when you have similar caliber problems, it makes the conversations way easier. And you don't have to structure a ton.
Yeah.
You just have to create the opportunity for people to be vulnerable enough to talk about it.
Well, and you create space where like the thing, and again, I'm not hating on any other, I've pretty much every mastermind I've been a part of has been amazing. I just think that one was uniquely amazing.
Yeah.
But part of what made it uniquely amazing was that the people were so well curated, to your point.
Yeah.
Like it was very intentional. And so, I think that there's value in both, but like for me, I go to be able to intentionally get with those people and by the way, like we all have similar problems, but there was a very wide range of size of those problems.
Yeah.
We have a borderline billionaire and then, me, just trying to struggle to make do, pay my bills,
Do you remember what we talked about the first night?
Oh God, that was a good one. And now Ian's fishing for a compliment. And so.
No, I just think because that prompting created a 2-3 hour conversation.
It's true. And it's not
like commonality.
And it's not just created the conversation, it's sustained my personal way of thinking. And I've used it in many settings thereafter. And to tell you what it was, we were all coming, it's natural when you get into an environment to compare and to discuss.
Oh, you're thinking of something different than I'm thinking of.
Oh.
I'm thinking around the fire.
We were around the fire. What are you thinking about?
So everybody went around and you shared the story of your first real estate deal and then your most recent real estate deal.
Oh yeah, I didn't care about that one. That one wasn't very impactful.
Really? See, I think that is what creates those little moments that like bond the group. Yeah, because it gives guys context on guys of like where they came from that they didn't realize. And then it gives you also context on like where are we at right now. And I think it helps people in their like belief and conviction. And they're like, wait, holy cow, like this guy is just like me. He's not special. Like he did this deal 8 years ago, and then he just did this deal 2 months ago.
Who was well, we probably shouldn't say names. I don't know if we should or not, but one person in particular.
Use backwards initials. That way we can, I'll know who you're talking about.
Assisted living man. Like from like, I think it was like literally like a fix and flip, like a $50,000 fix and flip in Whereversville to a deal that's now spitting off like $119,000 a month in pure cash flow.
Yeah.
In like, how many years?
Less than 10.
Like, I think it was less than 5.
Yeah.
Like that level, to your point, I was mostly kidding about not caring about that conversation. I just forgot that happened that night. I liked the other one better, but that level of inspiration, is again what I'm talking about. There's an old story. It's actually King Arthur and the Knights and the Round Table, and there's this whole story. And in the story, there's a character named Parsifal, and he goes out and he kills the Red Knight, and he takes the Red Knight's armor and he puts it on and he gets on the Red Knight's horse. And there's this whole buildup. But the line that I've always loved from that story is that it says that he rides away on the energy of another man's horse. And I think that the implication of that story was actually negative, that like it wasn't true, it wasn't his, it wasn't honest. But I've always taken that to a place of like actual positivity, going like, oh, I'm riding on the energy of another man's horse. When you tell me the story, like even in my faith, we believe this idea of story or testimony recreates opportunity. When I tell my story, I'm actually saying, if it happened for me, it could happen for you. And I think that's that energy of riding on another man's horse. So when, assisted living man says, hey, I went from a fix and flip to, $1 million a year in net cash flow, I go, that's the energy I want to ride on. That's the inspiration. That's the testimony I want to tap into. And it was a several-hour conversation. It's not the one I was thinking of.
Oh. Well, you can share the other one if you want.
We're way on a tangent. You want to ask other stories?
Sure. What's the most Michael thing he does in meetings that everyone expects?
That last one could be a great promo for TIS, though.
I'll send you the clip.
Yeah. Well, it's Mike's. TIS is Mike's, so...
The most Mike thing he does in meetings that everyone expects, doesn't stay on topic, doesn't follow the agenda,
cusses,
acts like he has no idea why any of us are there to begin with.
Appalled that nobody understands what he's thinking automatically. Let's see here. Offended that we wouldn't have had a more efficient idea. Let's see here.
He organizes it, but then has no topic or agenda.
He organizes it and has no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's or organizes the logistics, but doesn't know what is happening next. Like, that's great. This isn't in a meeting, but in general, he gets an idea, probably texts you to demand that it happens. And then before it even arrives or gets executed, the idea has changed and moved on. I remember when we were in Bozeman, he's like, we're going to get floaties and we're going to float the river. So he texts you, he's like, hey, can I get like water wings or whatever it is that he needs? And like, before we even get back to the ranch, he's like, we're going hiking. It's like, so there's all these like floaties coming to the ranch we're not even going to use. So,
I think the last one I would say is like, he leaves meetings being like, okay, that was good. That was great. And there's no next steps. There's no plan of like what's coming after. But he's like, this was great. This was really good. Okay, I feel good about this. And you're like, nobody else does. Nobody else knows what the hell's going on.
He needs an iPhone. I think that would help. That would really help us a lot.
Okay, if Michael had a warning label, what would it say?
explosive when touched.
Yeah, I was literally thinking like angry when touched, explosive when caution, approach with caution. Some sort of Surgeon General's warning. I don't know if I don't know if Ketchen's good for your health. I think there should be some sort of warning label.
Yeah, you're on thin, like you get one shot, you're on thin ice.
Yeah. It's a caution, ice is thin.
Yeah.
Proceed with caution. Any of those would work.
Yeah, tread lightly.
Okay, we'll start with Ian, and then Michael, you'll answer the same question. If you were Michael Ketchen, walk me through a day in your life.
I have no idea.
I asked him this question one time.
Okay. I open my eyes in my pink bedroom.
What time?
Oh, I bet he's too like ADHD. I bet he's up at, I bet he's early is my guess. Oh, I could see it going either way though.
I can try and tell you guys the answers after.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to stick with it's 6 a.m. Open my eyes in my pink bedroom. Both dogs are in there. He gets out of bed, gets a coffee, goes out on his porch, lights up a cigar immediately. Probably turns on a Ken McElroy podcast. Maybe has a breakfast that in his mind is like real healthy, but isn't. And then, by like maybe 11 or noon, no, he makes some phone calls. He just starts calling people. Like first things just start coming to his mind and he just starts making phone calls. That's the morning routine. And then he probably has a couple of like scheduled things by like noon, 1 o'clock. Then he probably takes a nap and then comes over to the vaults, kicks around a little bit to hang out, gets another cigar, something like that.
Okay.
I'm aligned with most of that. I think he gets up whenever he wakes up.
Like doesn't own an alarm clock. Just
I think it's very rare that the alarm clock
doesn't have kids, so
yeah.
it's like
but I would guess his average day is between 7 and 8 if I had to guess.
Okay.
And I envision.
Do you have a hard time getting up when it's cold?
No,
when I come to places like this where it's freezing, I'm like, I'll stay in bed till 10. Like,
see,
it's too cold out there.
I would do that anyways. I have small children, and I would never leave the bed if I had a choice. No, I don't think the coldness makes it any different for me. I like a good crisp morning.
It messes me up.
Yeah. Now, if I have to get up too early and it's cold, that's brutal. If it's a super early and cold, no.
Okay.
But like if it's cold when I naturally wake up, I'm good.
Okay.
I think Ketchen opens his eyes. I like the dogs. I like all those things. This is a little graphic, but just knowing Ketchen, he tries to have sex immediately. I think.
Does he sleep naked?
No, he has a Hugh Hefner.
Oh, I was gonna say like oversized T-shirt, like
like a moo-moo, but it's like
a T-shirt that comes down to his knees.
Yeah. I could see that, and it's got a dog. Got a dog on it. I was actually thinking more like a silk Hugh Hefner like robe, but it's actually too short. Is what I'm envisioning. Is that the robe is too short, and it's like it's just like it's there. It's more like it's there for it's struggling to do its job. Is what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
And it's deep red. It's Hefner red.
Okay.
Like burgundy.
Burgundy red.
Yeah. And he is unfortunately naked under that, which doesn't make me happy at all. But and then I think he goes out to his cigar location. I agree with the breakfast. I think he eats Captain Crunch a lot more than he wants to let on. I really do think that he does that a lot, which I respect about him. And then, I think firing off phone calls. And I think the danger is sometimes he ends up on some sort of FaceTime or video time and he's still in his Hefner robe. And I think that that's risky for some of his employees in particular. And then I think I think he is not, I don't think he knows what he's doing today. I think he is literally just moving from moment to moment, idea to idea. I don't even know if things are scheduled, if he knows that they're scheduled. But I suspect you're telling him to be places.
He has things scheduled, but he has no regard
I don't
for
know if
that schedule.
does he even own a computer?
I don't know if he owns one. He doesn't use one. I've never seen him on a laptop.
It lives here.
Does he use
It
it?
doesn't leave here.
Does he use
Does
it?
it open?
It opens.
Is it a Dell?
We should
Lenovo.
We should leave something in it
And see how long
and
it
then
takes
see how
him.
long it takes him before he opens
The
it. And
only
sends it to
problem
us.
that because he does have grandpa energy in this way. He has this cell phone that it opens up into a
that's not really fair with the no computer thing because he has a small computer that he carries
and it's like
in
the
his
most
pocket.
old man thing in the world. It's like, let me show you this. Look at
But
this
he's like,
thing.
well, hold on. If we talk about it at a 6 cap, and he just boom, and he pulls up the calculator.
Yeah, literally, and it's like it's about the size of this flat screen when he undoes it, and he's like, no, let me.
I think he used to have the stylus pen that went with it.
He still does.
The new one doesn't have it.
I think it's just in there.
He just doesn't use it as much.
So he runs around and does this all day, and then I think he goes home, and I think he tries to have sex again. I'm pretty sure he does that twice. Unfortunately, I don't know why that's why I know that, but I think he tries pretty hard. Back into the shame, we'll call it the robe of shame, and
in the evening he robes back up.
yeah.
That's just like his walking around it's like house slippers.
Correct.
The robe is just the uniform.
And I
at home.
imagine when he walks in the door at the end of the day, immediately the pants come off, robe comes on. That's what I suspect. And also I think for some reason, I've never been to his house, but for some reason I think that it is way too big for 2 single people.
No.
No, I would say it's
not.
Very modest.
It's very I'd agree with that.
I've never.
I thought the same thing.
If there could have been a question that said, "What's one word you would have never used to describe Michael Ketchen?" I would have put modest on that list. Anyways, and then I think he goes to bed like between 9 and 10.
He's up.
All night?
Okay, walk us through the real day.
Okay. A lot of those I don't have answers for, but he usually wakes up, I would say average 7.
Okay.
Right.
Our morning check-in call is at 8:30, so he's at least up for that. Sometimes he'll go to the gym if I schedule personal training at 6:30.
Neither of us suspected that.
The gym was one that I feel like he talks about. I feel like he's one of those guys that has to take a picture every time he goes to the gym. Like he goes and does the spin class with Hannah. And he's like, sweating my ass off in here. And that's the once a month that he has it gone.
No, he has weekly personal training twice a week that he goes to. Those are scheduled at 9:45 though, so he has time to get to it. He usually, he doesn't eat for a while. He'll hold off, and then he will have just meat.
But it's something, you smiled when I said that. Something that he thinks is super clean and healthy, but it's like bacon and cheese sandwich.
What's
and he's
wrong with bacon and cheese sandwich?
But he's half the bread, or he gets sourdough and thinks it's I'm in a calorie deficit.
His pressed order is the smash burger with 2 patties, add bacon, add egg, cheddar cheese, mustard, fork and knife on the side, no bun. Health is wealth.
That feels legit. It's okay, skinny guy. It's freaking just. Why don't you take it easy on? Some of us are trying our best over here. Okay, no bun is a freaking health flex. You know how good those buns are. I just don't understand why this is disrespectful. Now I'm team Mike.
Because I could hear Mike say, "I'm in a calorie deficit," and he's
that man. And based on that order, that man is. Well, I don't understand. What this is disrespectful. Okay, we need to continue on. I'm getting upset.
Right off the rip, he's making calls. Sometimes for my 8:30 check-in, he'll be on the call with somebody else beforehand. So he's making calls all day. So that was good.
As soon as things come to mind, he doesn't take notes. He just makes calls.
I actually have most of his day planned out every day. So he does.
But he has no regard for it.
No regard for it. He does have his day scheduled out, but He'll typically take all of his calls now from the vault, and he'll come here because he doesn't do a laptop. So he'll have to use the TVs to take his calls.
Okay.
I got to buy a building with
Yes.
an office and a TV.
Yeah.
'cause
The
I don't-
most logical-
How else would I take this
Yeah.
video
The
call?
most logical solution here is not a laptop. It is a building that I need to remodel and put video TVs into.
Oh, and the dogs. The dogs actually are in crates in the basement.
Oh.
I pictured the dog. I pictured him like spooning the dogs.
I
yeah.
actually don't think that would fit in their bed. Those dogs are massive.
Yeah,
and
okay,
there's two
fair.
of them.
Fair.
And then
I envisioned him curled up into a little ball so that the dogs could have
On each side.
the space that they need. Like he's like in the corner. Like
Hannah
just-
has her own bed.
Yeah.
we can see if we keep this or not. I do know that he takes off his clothes.
Immediately.
And there's just piles of his clothes throughout the house. I don't know if we keep that in or not. And then if he didn't go to the gym in the morning, he'll try and go in the afternoon. And then he'll typically have dinner and keep making calls. And I'll usually hear from him until about 10 p.m. And so he'll probably go to bed at like 10:30, 11.
Okay. All right. How many cigars in a day?
At least one, I know. I don't know at what time he does them at, but at least one a day, I know.
I picture him like a smoker. Like one as soon as he wakes up, one right before bed.
Oh,
one,
he's
like,
definitely on 2 a day. at
one
least.
like afternoon. He gets fidgety when he doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know if it's you think it's the tobacco or you think it's just getting like the action.
He. I don't like where you're going with that.
I'm listen, man. I'm just saying the words. You're taking it there. I don't.
He's got no voice right now, and he's like, I'm gonna go meet Jeff for a cigar, and I'm like, I feel like that's the absolute worst thing you could do.
He's a psychopath.
Next question. What is Michael's biggest rich guy problem?
Getting his dog to Arizona,
Yeah.
hands down. I can't drive him. Can't have somebody watch him. No,
Too big
we have
for
to book
a
a
regular flight. We have to do a full-
dog-specific private charter to
Yes.
get the dog to Arizona. That's
Yeah.
100% his rich guy problem.
I agree.
I'll let it ride.
Okay. We got some that's not Michael based now to mix it up. What's the one deal you almost didn't do, but it ended up being a grand slam?
Let me think through this giant list I have.
Almost didn't do. I do all of them. That's the problem.
That's the opposite question.
Yeah.
Which deal do you wish you hadn't done?
Yeah. That's a great question. I've got a few of those.
Go ahead, answer that.
A deal I wish I didn't do. Okay. Well, right now I'm dealing with my second flooding in my Airbnb in Michigan that I never wanted to buy, but I bought it anyways because whatever. Let's see here. What's another one? Oh, I've got one in Ohio that I've now been screwed by 2 contractors. I'll lose. That'll be my first losing, like true net loss project. We'll lose like 50 grand on that deal.
Hey, if you never sell, you never lose money.
No. I'm losing money every single day. Yeah, I've got a few. I will say this. What I've learned most recently, and this is true, I think, for everybody, is that you have like every strategy works if you work it. The problem is that if it's not aligned with your life's vision and you're not passionate about it, it doesn't matter how profitable it is. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So like I have an Airbnb, I have a lake house that we love, is more for our family, but I'm a good investor. And so I put it on Airbnb. It performs half as good as my buddy's house that is almost the same on the same lake. It performs half as good. And it's not because I'm staying there all the time. It's because I'm a bad operator because I don't like Airbnb. It's not aligned with my vision. So I have a lot of those types of stories where I went like, it penciled, but
Yeah.
like I don't really want to be running Airbnbs. And so we have another one. We have a river house I just bought. Beautiful house, really cool, awesome for our family. terrible investment because I don't want to operate Airbnb.
Yeah. I think that's one of the like traps of real estate is there's so many people that project it as being something that's like simple and easy.
Yeah.
And I think the reality is if you, just like anything in life, if you were to approach it with an amateur mindset, like you're going to get amateur results. And so if you're not all in on this one thing and really good at it and know what the heck you're doing, like it's not going to work out.
I hate that Michael Ketchen is now he is a participant in the roast of Michael Ketchen.
It's still the roast of Michael Ketchen.
Oh, we're going so
It's the
hard.
longest roast of Michael Ketchen.
So funny.
Yeah,
Well, Michael Miller's he probably didn't bring much.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And honestly, what I always tell people is like, if you buy assets that don't align with your life's vision, you will become the people I buy properties from at a discount. We call them tired landlords. Tired landlords are not people that with assets that didn't work. They're people that bought the wrong asset that isn't aligned with their vision. And so I think what you work will work. And I have, unfortunately, too many stories of things that I bought that weren't aligned with our vision, and now they're not working.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. I've got a property in Tennessee that's like a thorn in my side that I despise. And it was an opportunity because I own the place next door and yada, 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 yada. But when I was in the car business, we used to always talk about or use the language like, who is the buyer for this? And so you would talk through like the avatar, the demographic of like, who is the buyer that's going to buy this? And does that fit based on our inventory? Does that fit based on who we market to? And with that house in particular, like, I don't know who the renter is, who the buyer is, right? But the house next door is a big, beautiful 5-bedroom house with a mother-in-law suite a mile from downtown. Like, we're just outside of Nashville. Like, I know the renter for that house. It's a music producer. It's a retired something, or like it's somebody with money who wants a big house. That's looking
Fred
to
Durst.
relocate. Great example. Like
Fred Durst.
Like we had some crazy people come and tour that place, right? But when I saw it, I'm like, oh, there's nothing like this in the market. I knew exactly who that potential either renter or buyer was going to be. On Maui, we have a couple places. Same thing. I'm like, oh, I know who rents this. It's the young couple that just got married, that hasn't had a kid yet. They need a place for a year or two. Like, when I can pinpoint it like that, I'm like, okay, I feel good about this. That thorn in the side house in Tennessee, I'm like, I still don't know. We get people of all sorts of different backgrounds, jobs, whatever. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Like, I just feel like I don't have a pulse on it.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, let's not glaze over the fact that you flexed on having Fred Durst come through your house, but
well, you brought it up, so it's
then
kind
had
of
no. You just blazed over. I tried to bring it up. You flex on it, but then also have no idea who Fred Durst is. We discovered
Initially, yeah. When they called, they were like Fred Durst, and I was like,
that's embarrassing.
Okay.
Anyways, carry on.
Okay. Well, I guess that takes care of what was your biggest oops, whether it was trusting the wrong contractor, partner, or wrong spreadsheet. So, who's most likely to show up to a site visit in flip-flops and still get a deal between you two?
Between us,
Michael, I don't do deals or show up to site visits.
and he's too put together.
I also never wear flip flops. I think they're bad for your feet.
I wear what are they called? Birkenstocks. You know, not flip. This is flip flop. This is Birkenstock.
Okay, I'm with you.
So you know, it's sign.
I've got a pair of those that I like. If I have to go get the mail, I wear those out.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely a slob, and so I would show up in shorts and flip flops and get the deal.
We should enter that clip of Mike was doing something in flip-flops. I think he was he hunting? He was doing something crazy in flip-flops. I'll find it and put it here.
In Maui,
I think so.
Mike's not the kind of guy that should be wearing flip flops. We've talked about this before.
Those are on the dark web of Foot Finder. Like this.
Mike's feet are meant to be in cowboy boots. That's it.
Last question. 10 years from now, we look back. What legacy move are you making in 2026 that will toast to in 2036?
It's a good question.
Legacy move? I have some big refis coming up this year that I feel like are going to be catalysts that if I'm looking back 10 years, I'm probably going, oh yeah, that was some of the seed money for the next stair step.
It's great. I love that. I would say, practically speaking, we're converting our nonprofit into a foundation.
Oh, geez. Wow. Just going to.
Yeah. So I have something worth toasting to in 10 years is what I'm saying. Practically speaking, we're converting our nonprofit to a foundation. We're going to be focused on more than just the work we do in Mexico. We're going to be focused on family, children. Like our vision is to build companies that build families, build and restore families. And part of how we're going to do that is through the family foundation that we're working to build. Philosophically, and Ian has been a part of this for us, is really philosophically this year, we finally have really aligned our North Star with our work. It's been hard for me, frankly, to connect the work that we do and the money that we make to the bigger vision. It's like, for me, it's like, well, we just make a bunch of money and then give it to our nonprofit, right?
Just means to an end almost.
Right. And this year we really did, like, our vision statement now is we build companies that build and restore families. And so part of what that looks like is some philosophical shifts, even in real estate land, where we're like really going after sober living right now. As an example, where I go, what more practical way, profitable, but practical way could we gather a group of people that, yes, pays for real estate and yes, continues to build wealth and legacy for my family, but gives us access to the people that can be restored to family. And so things like that, I really believe that whether it's specifically sober living, or it's some other strategies that we put together, I go, we will in 10 years be able to look back and not necessarily cheers my 500 million portfolio, but cheers the number of families we've put back together, children we've put in home, and lives that we've ultimately been able to impact as a result.
That's great.
It's a way better answer than yours. But
That was so good. Bonus question. What do you guys think of the vault?
Ooh, you want to go?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I think the vault is one of the most unique spaces I've ever been in. The way that it is curated in terms of design, as well as just like the energy, atmosphere, and all the usable spaces, like having multiple levels, offices, co-working space, conference rooms, podcast studio, like usability wise, I would say it's the kind of place that you don't mind hanging out, spending time, working. I think it's going to be a productivity hack for sure for people that end up becoming members.
Key holders.
Key holders, not members. Key holders.
I just got here. I haven't even seen the whole building, but when I walk,
You didn't get a tour?
not yet. I literally walked in and walked into this.
What a rude host.
Yeah, I know. It's another problem with Michael Ketchen. He can't host, obviously. So untrue. But when I walked in, I think that the couple of things that stand out to me, besides the fact that the exterior needs to be painted and it's no longer Berkshire Hathaway, but that's details, right? When I walked in, it feels rich, and what I mean by rich is not just money. It just feels rich in culture, aesthetic, in vibe. I think people underestimate how much inspiration comes from their surroundings. And so like this to me, this is a place I want to work. Not because it's nice, it's very nice, but because the vibe when you come in is rich with this inspirational kind of feeling, and the details and the colors and the selections. I think they did a phenomenal job, and whoever becomes a key holder will be very lucky to get an opportunity. And there's limits, I got to imagine, right? This is going to be pretty exclusive.
Yes. So the first 25 are on sale right now for half off. Once those sell, it bumps doubled, and we're at 100 person cap.
Wow. Get your key.